Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a first impression slash eyeshadow tutorial. I did prep my skin. I put on my moisturizer with primer. Today will be the Colourpop Villains palette. This is one that's called Misunderstood. This is the one that's about the villains. I really want to review this and see what my first impression is. I did swatch a few swatches just to feel it when I first got it, and I finally want to review that. Alright, so now that our skin's all set, we're gonna apply foundation first. This is gonna be a talk through video, so I'm gonna step by step tell you guys what I'm doing. I kind of like doing these. Alright, so we're gonna start off with foundation. Like I said, I already have on primer. You can put on any primer you prefer. I personally am using the Fenty Beauty one because I like that it's moisturizing slash tacky enough where the foundation sticks on really well and lasts pretty long. I'm personally more combo oily skin. If you're more drier, you can go with a different primer, or you can use a very hydrating moisturizer. But I personally say that use a primer just so you have an extra layer to protect the skin from makeup going straight to the skin. Just preference. Alright, so today's foundation I'm going to use MAC Studio Sculpt mixed with MAC Face and Body. These are my favorite two combos for full on coverage foundation. And make sure you shake up your face and body just because it is more of a fluid liquid and you want to really get that more mixed up. And it is water resistant, waterproof. And the Studio Sculpt has SPF 15. So I'm going to use my little palette here. I put very small dab of the Studio Sculpt just because this guy is heavy duty. If you really want full coverage, this is the guy to go for. And a couple of droplets of the face and body just because I really want it to be waterproof and last all night, so day to night. That's about how much I put on. I'm gonna use my brush. So this is the Sephora brush. I believe this one is called the multitask brush, I want to say. It's really good. They have a mini size too in case you need for travel. Super handy. I really like this guy still. And I personally like to mix it around. Once I mix enough, the color I want, I dab in the areas that I want to apply. So I'm concentrating mainly on my cheeks because I do have a little bit of breakout on this side. I want to cover that up. So I'm going to put most of it there. Some here, a little bit on the forehead, chin, nose. But mainly the center of the face is where I want it. I'm not going to put that much on the outer perimeter because I want that to be blended seamlessly so that the coverage won't be too crazy obvious because this is heavy duty full coverage. It's not a matte finish though, just letting you guys know, so it will still be a satiny finish just because the Studio Sculpt has the SPF to it. I like to just blend it all out and go in with concealer after. So notice I'm just blending mainly the center of my face. The outer perimeter, I'm going to use a beauty blender, a damp one, to blend that out. I am going to bring some to my neckline because in case you're wearing anything that's revealing the neck, because not all of us can be wearing turtlenecks all day. This is really an important step to, I guess, blend this down to your jaw, down to your neck. And behind your ear a little bit too, because a lot of people just stop right there, and then when they move you can see this color of your natural skin peeping through, and you don't want that. Once you have all that done, we're gonna go in with concealer. So I don't know if you guys noticed, this is more of my summer shade. I'm pretty fair right now, so I'm gonna need my lighter shade in concealer, and I'm gonna be using this. I'm gonna be using my Urban Decay Naked Skin. I haven't used this gun in a long time. I'm in shade Light Warm. I'm gonna apply a fair amount of this guy and just do your little sun effect. Apply a little bit on the jaw. Cupid's bow. But instead of using my brush, I'm gonna be using a damp beauty blender. Like I said, we are gonna use this guy to basically dab everything out, the concealer and then the outer perimeter, to blend that in. Make sure this step is damp just because you don't want the makeup absorb into the sponge. You really want it to be pressed back into the skin, and by damping the beauty blender it will help that. A lot of people don't seem to know that you usually use these guy wet, or like damp, not wet. You don't want it soaking wet. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. You guys don't know how to dampen your beauty blender, look that up. This is super easy. Make sure you get around the ear, around here. A lot of people miss this area too, right next to your sideburns. You really want to get that in there. Okay, now the perimeter. Make sure there's no harsh lines anywhere. Once you have your concealer and everything on there, go ahead and set that in place and let that bake. Like I said, I am a little bit more on the oilier side, combo oily. So I like to really set underneath my eyes so none of that concealer moves. Dab, and then go ahead and press. Press. I like to look away so that there'd be less of a crease. I tend to have a lot of creases under my eyes. And then the rest of the face that you want to bake. I get oily T-zone, so that's why I'm baking there to really absorb all that oil. And plus, I don't like to carry extra makeup with me. I tend to just bring like my lippy and maybe some blotting sheet. That's about all I carry with me. I don't like to bring like powder and foundation and all these other things, so I really want it to last. I believe I'm gonna go watch John Wick with Jules later tonight because we really loved Keanu Reeves in that. So hot in that movie. I don't know what you guys think, but I think he's really, really fine in that movie. So now we're gonna go on to our eyeshadow. I'm not gonna do the rest of the face first. I'm just gonna do my eyeshadow first. So we're gonna go in with a eye primer. I'm just gonna use my Urban Decay Primer Potion. And then if you're wondering like how you're gonna apply eyeshadow underneath because you have bakage there, you can always do it right after you wipe off the bakage and then apply the shadow there. That's okay, because I like to put primer there too, if you're like me, a little bit anal about that. I'm just rubbing it in with my finger. Once I have that, I like to put on a neutral shade, a neutral eyeshadow to make sure that's set in place. So I'm gonna go in with the palette and we'll take this color in Tragic, which is on the far right. It's like a neutral tone, skin tone color, flesh tone. With a big fluffy flat brush, just go ahead and run that over on top. Nothing crazy here. If you want a more dramatic, you can totally use the white color here. That works too, but I don't want anything too crazy. Now I'm gonna move on to the next color. Taking my fluffy brush, this is the MAC 224. I'm gonna go in with Devious, which is the color right next to Tragic. A deeper peachy neutral color. I'm gonna use this as the outer transition so that when I apply my darker shades, it has a fallback. So I'm gonna go in on the corner first, like I usually do. Run it. And make sure you feel for where your eye socket is. Like everyone's eye socket is in a different position, like different area. Like could be higher, could be lower. Make sure you feel for it. And to do so is when you press the brush in and you can really feel where the eye socket is. Once I found that, I'm gonna go back and forth windshield. Take a little at a time to add on more color, because if you start off with too much, it tends to be a lot harder to remove than to apply more. But since I know exactly where my eye socket is, I can just go in. So far this color is very buttery. Very creamy, very pigmented, as you can tell. Once I have that, I'm gonna go and do circular motions to flare it out more dramatic that way, and no harsh lines. Voila. So now it has a seamless soft right there. Once you have the desired amount of blending, go in with your next shade. I'm gonna take this color in Facile, this one right here on the bottom. Kind of like that aquamarine color. Kind of matches my hair, to be honest. I'm gonna use that guy as my all over lid color because I really want some kind of a smoke. All right, I'm taking this Morphe M433. It's like a nice flat head, a little bit fluffy on the tip here, but mostly tapered in the middle of the root part. I'm gonna take that Facile color. I'm gonna try it without any Fix Plus first or anything like that, any moisture, and see how it impacts. So I'm doing that wiggle, press and wiggle to pick up, and I'm gonna run it right on that bare lid. Ooh, so far this color is actually really smooth. I thought it'd be chunky, but it's not. It's actually velvety. I'm gonna see how it's like with Fix Plus to see how it turns out. Feels very good. It's definitely more opaque, sticks on a little bit more, just nice. I'm gonna go in with a different shade now just to buff out the corners and the edges of that Facile color. What do I feel like? Picking up this Morphe M518, more of a longer bristle buffer brush. This blue, I really like colors, you guys can tell. I'm using, this is called the Fates, which is this blue here. When you pick up, it definitely has some kickback, but not super crazy or anything like that. Just pick up a little bit more gently. I'm gonna go in with this color to the inner and outer corner. So I'm gonna do maybe a sandwich of smoke. So right between those two shades, definitely feeling some kind of a villainous feel, which I like. As you can tell, it has some fallout right here from that blue color. That's alright, good thing I have the powder there to pick it up. This blue is very, very pigmented. Alrighty, once we have those two colors there, I'm gonna go back to the first brush that we used with Devious the color. I'm gonna go and blend the Devious color with the Fates color where the sandwich connects, just to buff out any harsh lines. Sorry if the lighting is going in and out. It's been a very weird, gloomy day in SF today. It's been raining in the morning and then it stopped raining, and then the clouds are passing and then it gets sunny, and it's really typical of SF weather. I am picking a little bit up of the Devious color, this brown peachy shade, just to blend out any harsh lines. I'm really feeling this mermaid look. All right, I'm gonna go back to the Facile color once again for some Fix Plus, because since I already did Fix Plus, might as well continue with that. I'm gonna pack on more in the center here, just to bring it higher. I'm gonna wipe away the bakage so we can continue to the lower lash line for that. Okay, so we're gonna do the underneath the lash line now, like right under. Apply a little dab of primer right at the lash line. Blend with your finger. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go in with the same shades, which is Devious, the very first color. Now I'm gonna go in with the Fate, which is the blue color. Now right in the center, I'm gonna take the Facile color right in the middle. Definitely has more of an opaque color when you have Fix Plus or any moisture on the brush. The shadow definitely show its true color a lot better. Apply a little bit more of the Devious to basically have everything tied together well. So with the look so like intense like this, I will apply a eyeliner just to tie it all together without having any disconnect, because with such an intense color like this, you really want your lashes to show and your liner and your lash line to show a little bit better, or else it'll just look very washed out. I will be applying a liquid liner to this. So today's liquid liner, I'm going to be using the C. Whaley liquid liner. I do like this liquid liner because the tip is very long. Very handy to give me that wing I want. Okay, so liner's on. We're gonna go in with the rest of the face. So I'm gonna use a face powder to set the rest of the face. I'm just using my MAC loose powder here, shade light medium. Go ahead and brush away your bakage. I'm gonna touch up the lower lash line just because I have eyeliner on now. The colors underneath tends to be a little bit washed away. It's gonna intensify the Devious color. Now I'm gonna go in with mascara and lashes, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so mascara, lashes are on. We're gonna apply a little bit of eyeliner in the inner rim because I want it to be a little bit more open inside. I'm gonna use my handy Sephora long lasting eye Kohl pencil. This is in the shade Infinite Beige. So it's like a nude tone eyeliner. I'm gonna put it on my inner rim. I love this eyeliner, but I really think they're discontinuing the eyeliners for this line. Look at the difference of this one and this one. It just kind of makes it more cleaner. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of inner rim highlight. I'll go back to the palette. I'm gonna take the color in Mongrels, hint of sheen. I think I'll apply it right here to brighten up. So far I'm really liking the palette. Besides a little bit of fallout, everything else is okay. Colors pigmented, Colourpop, you did it again. Anything Disney, I'm always like willing to try because I love Disney. I feel like anyone who's a parent will love Disney because their kids love Disney. And it's true for me because I feel like after having Ellie, I've definitely turned to more of a Disney girl. I mean, I was a Disney girl before, and then after having Ellie, I'm more obsessed now. And my husband, don't even get me started, he's really obsessed with Disney. Okay, so that's the eyes. Really pretty, I like it. We're gonna finish the face. So I'm gonna use a blush color first today with my Sonia Kashuk brush. I believe this brush is discontinued. It's the one with the little curvy handle. Blush today, I have one now actually. So I really want to use this one. This is the Urban Decay Score. It's an 8-hour wear blush. Apples and higher. That's how I usually apply my blush. More of a contour blush. This one has a little bit of a sheen too. I'm not gonna apply much on the lips just because my eyes are so intense. I don't wanna put on so much stuff since today's tutorial is mainly the eyes. Is the focus here. This year's allergies are really no joke for me. My nose is so nasally and stuffed feeling, and I keep blowing and it's like doesn't matter. Contour today, I'm gonna be using the MAC Solar Reach color. This is the old packaging, really old packaging, with my MAC 109, my favorite contour brush. Run it right underneath the blush where I like to apply my contour. I'm on the side of my face, right around the temple. So I see that Logic's coming to town. He's on tour right now, I believe. He's gonna be touring SF as well, so I kind of want to go again. We went last year, I believe. Yeah, we went last year. This time he's coming to SF, to the new Warrior Stadium over by the ballpark, AT&T ballpark. I'm kind of excited to try and go there because I want to see how it looks like. And both me and my husband love Logic. Well, I love Logic more than he does, I think. But he's really into it now too. I just like the lyrics that he spits out, and he keeps it real. I feel like there's not many rappers out there like that anymore, you know? Everything is all the same, like about materialistic things and females and all that stuff. So I want something more real, you know? About life in general. Because life is not all about materialistic things and glitz and glam, saying. Okay, contour on. Go ahead and buff everything out with your fluffy brush. I'm using the same brush I used earlier to apply my face powder. And then we're gonna spray a little bit of Fix Plus. This is a rose scent. I love this one. By a little, I mean a lot. Just so everything's really meshed together on the skin. And then I'm gonna spray some setting spray now. Setting spray, I'm using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Love this stuff too. It smells amazing. And make sure you fan it so then it really gets on the skin, so it makes everything long lasting. So this might just be like a long lasting makeup tutorial. I'm usually pretty good with not touching my face anyway, so that pretty much helps long lasting. I'll apply a little bit of highlight. Let's go with, this is the Revolution, and this is the shade Golden Lights. This is more of a golden tone to it. Okay. Alright guys, that completes the entire tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy this eyeshadow review, first impression tutorial look / long lasting makeup, I guess. I didn't put anything on my lips, just my chapstick, but I did line my lips a little bit just to even it out. And this is the Colourpop I Love Sally. This is the shade in 951. Love this color. It matches my lips like perfectly. I'm gonna have some chapstick on. If you guys haven't gotten the palettes, I would say I recommend it if you're a Disney fan and you're a Colourpop fan, and if you haven't had any really colors like that in general, then go ahead and get one. The only thing is that there is no mirror, just a heads up. That's why the palette's kind of inexpensive. But then again, Colourpop's usually inexpensive anyway. Pretty pigmented colors and really pretty names as well. I feel like this is a good start in case you want color, but not too much. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a wonderful day, and if you haven't checked out my previous video, the links will be in the end of the video like they usually are, and do check that out. Subscribe if you haven't, thumbs up if you can, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!